Hello, this is Garrett from Thunderclap Whips. Today I will be showing you the process of making an 8-foot 16-plat paracord bullwhip. The whip making process begins by making the core. The core consists of an 8-foot strand of paracord, which is filled halfway with BBs. To do this, we will take an 8-foot strand of paracord and melt it at the halfway point to form a stopper for the BBs.
What's left? The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the highways, and on we'll go.
To enable you to begin adding BBs, you will want to open up one end of the paracord by pressing gently on it with your finger, then lightly singe around all the edges to prevent fraying.
I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song.
Next, begin feeding in the BBs a few at a time, and then push them all the way to the end using something like your finger, a fork, or a pen.
Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Continue this process of adding BBs until you have completely filled half of your 8-foot strand of paracord.
Turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number.
For our handle, we are going to use a large steel spike. To attach it to the core, begin by loosely securing them with athletic tape, then more securely attach them by binding the transition with floor mat tape and artificial sinew.
Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands.
To begin the first belly, you are going to need to cut two 13-foot strands, one 11-foot strand, and one 7-foot strand, and find the middle of each. To attach the strands to the handle, begin by holding all the strands by their middles. Take the two bottom right strands and wrap them over the upper right two strands, and around through the middle of the upper and lower two strands on the left side. If that is too confusing, just watch the video and you'll get it.
Something sweet, I will be there soon to wake you so discreet.
To begin plaiting, take the upper left-hand strand and wrap it around the back of the spike. Then take it under the top two strands on the right-hand side, and then over the second two bottom right-hand strands. Continue this process, alternating taking the upper left and upper right-hand strands as you go down. As you plait down the length of the whip, it is essential that you drop strands along the way. This enables the whip to have a better taper, going from thickest at the handle to thinner as you go down the thong. When dropping strands on bellies, I wait until the shortest strands are on top, then continue plaiting as if they are not there. You will now be plaiting with 6 strands, which means that your new plaiting pattern will be under 2 over 1. When you reach the end of your strands, you will need to bind them off in a way that tapers. Begin by tying off the top of the strands with some artificial sinew. Then cut each strand with increasing length. Finally, wrap the remaining strands down and back up with artificial sinew. Then tie off the sinew with some grapevine hitching. Every layer of the whip needs to be rolled. Rolling evens out any variances in plating tension and makes sure that the whip is as round and compacted as possible. I use a marble slab to do this. Because there is such a sharp change in rigidity from the steel handle to the plated thong, the transition needs to be reinforced to make this change in rigidity more gradual. This will make for a more long-lasting, fluid, and responsive whip. The most effective way I have found to do this is to wrap the transition with one layer of carpet tape, then bind it as tightly as possible with artificial sinew.
Traveling the mountains just to find the loudest seas. We set down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. traveling the mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set down by the fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my funland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
We are now ready to begin the second belly. To do this, cut two 23-foot strands, one 20-foot strand, one 15-foot strand, one 10-foot strand, and one 6-foot strand. Just like last time, you will need to find the middle of each strand and attach them to the handle the same way as last time, just with 6 strands instead of 4. The plaiting pattern will begin as under 3 over 3. Because we are still working on a belly, we can use the same strand dropping technique as before, where we let the strand come to the top and then pretend it is not there anymore and continue plaiting down the whip. Bind the transition the same way as the previous belly, except use a longer length of carpet tape and extend the artificial sinew at least twice as far down the length of the whip. For some reason, I forgot to video rolling the second belly of the whip, but you still have to do it. The strand lengths for the overlay of the whip are going to be 33, 33, 28, 25, 20, 15, 10, and 6. You are going to do the same thing that you've done in all the previous bellies, except this time you need to consider what color pattern you want your whip to have. Arrange your strands in whatever pattern you want, and then continue attaching the strands to the whip as usual. significant difference between plaiting bellies and plaiting the overlay is how you drop strands. On bellies, there is no need to be aesthetically pleasing. But on the overlay, we can't have strands sticking out and being ugly. To avoid this, we drop strands into the core of the whip.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
dropping from 6 strands to 4 strands, I like to cut off the inner core strand and make the 2 dropped strands become the core. I am going to end this whip with a tapered twist. If you look at the strands, you can see that there are 2 blue strands that are diagonal from each other, and 2 black strands that are diagonal from each other. To make a tapered twist, we are going to be threading 1 black strand into the other black strand, and 1 blue strand into the other blue strand. We will need 1 long blue strand and 1 long black strand. The other 2 blue and black strands, we will cut 1 short and 1 twice the length of the short one. After we have cut all the strands to their respective lengths and threaded them into their respective partner strands, we can then twist the now 2 strands together, and it will taper as we go down automatically.
Give me reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out, you can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones, you won't ache my soul, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down with fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a push me down to the ground. What goes around comes around. You won't put the flame out, you can't get to me. Say what you wanna say, go take it all away, but I'm here to stay. No, you can't get to me. And there is no barricade that I can tear away. Shoot me down with fire away, away. But I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight. I'm a heavyweight.
When we reach the end of the tapered twist, it is now time to make a fall and tie a fall hitch. To make a fall, we are going to cut an approximately 3-foot length of paracord. We will then thread a lacing needle onto one end of the paracord and lace the paracord back through itself at its halfway mark. We will then cut and fuse one end of the paracord and leave a small loop on the other. At this point, the whip is fully functional. I went on to add a heel and transition knot just because I can.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand.
Okay, here's the finished product. It's an 8-foot 16-plot bullwhip ending in a tapered twist. If you're interested in getting a bullwhip just like this one, check out my website, thunderclapwhips.com. Now we're going to go ahead and give it some test cracks.